Good morning, welcome, or morning, depending on your outlook on life. Yes, Batman, I have yes, you have a wrench. And, yeah. And, yep, this weekend was a whole lot of frickin' crap going on. This, that, and the other, and let me unmute Discord. And my co-host is here this morning. Say hi, Merlin, now that everybody can hear you.
Hi, I'm a Merlin.
Yep, he is a Merlin. And we have let's see who we're saying good morning or good afternoon to this morning. We
a whole bunch of people.
I know. We have Jason Todd that we're saying a good afternoon to. Morning to Jacob and Neil. Because, you know, we don't jump to conclusions, just morning. Good afternoon.
Exactly.
Good morning to Hunlie, or good afternoon to Hunlie. Morning to Draconith. A good afternoon to Poffit. Can't believe I'm remembering where everybody is. Good morning to Numbskull, because he's already had a show this morning. A good morning to my wonderful hubby and fuckwad. As I scroll down, a morning to Diz and Miss T. A morning to Sir Wolfie and Panina Chan. Wow, we got a lot of people in the chat this morning. Yeah, we do. This is cool. And a good afternoon to Batman. A morning to Optimus Christ. Because he's like me, he needs coffee to get started in the morning. I think I said morning to Jacob. I can't remember, too many people. Morning, Triname!
And somebody needs to clean my cage.
Yep. Once again, I have taken all the moderators that are not permanent moderators out of the chat and rotated some new wrenches around. And I keep trying. Yay. Yep. And so the other permanent wrench is going to my co-host because co-hosts need wrenches. But it keeps telling me to remove the moderator. Oh, that's because you're a manager in the channel, so you should be able to.
Yay!
Yep.
I'm special.
Yep, you is. Over the weekend, for those of you that watched me play Chapter 3 of Bendy and the Ink Machine, it ended rather abruptly before I finished the chapter because there's a glitch at the end of the chapter, so it wouldn't let me finish that chapter. So until they either fix the glitch or I figure out how to fix the glitch, next Saturday is going to be Red Shirt Diaries at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you that don't get that reference, yes, I'll be playing Star Trek Online. Yeah,
I got that reference.
Also, Saturday nights, American Reality. My brain just does not want to work today.
It's a Monday.
Yeah, I know.
What do you expect?
4 hours of talking about guns, gun control, the stories that are coming out of Florida, which we will hit on this morning, and other things as well. So there is that. Because, you know, as long as they use the kids as political props and stuff, we have to point that out and
we'll be here defending the kids.
Yep. Yeah. Wait, there's an online. There's an online Star Trek game, Batman. Don't even play that way. So, yep. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be another rotation. So those of you without permanent wrenches are probably going to lose your wrenches so other people can have wrenches. It's kind of
wrench.
Yep, your wrench is permanent.
Yeah.
Morning, Green Badger. Let's see what we've got along the lines of tweets this morning. Oh, yes.
Hi, Green Badger.
Over the weekend, for those of you that don't know, Sinatra says main streaming channel got struck down. So in the description is his secondary streaming channel along with Suit Yourself's streaming channel. So if you haven't gone and checked those out and subscribed to those yet, please do. People are striking shit down left, right, and center because, you know, we don't agree with them and they have weak arguments.
And they want to crush the truth from getting out.
Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to see something funny, today on the government Twitter, we had the Alpine movement, the USMC Marines, learn to maneuver in snow-laden and extreme cold weather conditions using exercise White Claymore. Yes, they were in Norway. I watched this video, and somewhere toward the end of the video, one of the Marines literally falls over sideways. It does. It's funny. It's a funny video to watch. It really is. So, yeah. Check that one out. We've only got 2 tweets this morning. It was pretty much a light news weekend as far as, you know, really earth-shattering breaking news, but we got something together. Syria. United States wants to see ceasefire in United Nations Security Council Resolution 2401 implemented immediately. Assad regime and its allies allow food to allow food and medicine to reach innocent civilians. So there is that, and there's a little more information because there's a link to that. I gotta remember which one. Oh, there it is. And yeah, you guys are about to laugh in one way or another because, you know, out of all the things to call your blog, why are you gonna call it a dip note?
A what?
A dip note. That's what they call the Department of State's blog is called a dip note, y'all.
Oh my! That just the joke's just right itself right there.
Right? Oh my God.
That's a meme waiting to happen.
Exactly. Totally waiting to happen. Let's see.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Wow.
I want to thank the pen holders, both Sweden and Kuwait, for their work and their sacrifice and their time in the negotiations. And as we go through negotiations, I think it's also important that we bring this council some of the voices of the Syrian people in Eastern Ghouta who have suffered so much while waiting for this Security Council to act.
You might have to listen to it on the stream.
A doctor treating patients.
Okay, so I'll just read what it says over here. Adoption of UN Security Council resolution on ceasefire in Syria. February 24th. Dip note. Notes for dips. Exactly, Hunlie. United Nations Security Council voted unanimously to adopt UN SC Resolution 2401, calling for a ceasefire in Syria. Following the vote, Ambassador Nikki Haley delivered remarks urging the ceasefire in the resolution to be implemented immediately and calling on the Assad regime and its allies to stop the assault on eastern Ghouta, and yes, I looked up the pronunciation, and to allow food and medicine to reach innocent civilians affected by the crisis. Ambassador Haley said the resolution marks a moment of council unity that we must seize and maintain beyond the 30-day time frame. We hope this resolution will be a turning point where Russia will join us in pushing for the political settlement to this conflict and take action to reestablish real accountability for the use of chemical weapons in Syria. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can hope and we can pray, but, you know, it's already been proven at least once that he's...
Can I ask the chat a question?
Mm-hmm.
Do you really believe that Syria is going to follow all these instructions and follow the UN? And do you think the United States is going to be dragged into a long, pointless war, another one? Just asking.
Yeah, let's see what they have to say. No.
No.
Green Badger. No.
There you go.
Resolute.
Plain and simple.
No, Zeus has not died. He just was busy messing up my sheets and then lying behind me. Which is why you can see part of my shoulder. Yep, lots of no's in the live chat.
Well, that's no. So we know there's intelligence in our live chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have an intelligent group of people in my live chat.
Now, if common people in our live chat can see through the lies, why can't our politicians pull their heads out of their four-point of contact and wake up?
Because we're not that limber to see things from their point of view. Diz. Yes, Merlin, the Middle East always follows our regulations. Just look at recent history. Like, did you get the memo, dude? They always do what we tell them.
Is it election month, Merlin Wolfhound? If not, then no.
Morning, Evil Gunny.
Cthulhu. Chemical weapons. Bad. The U.S. Army using depleted uranium ammo with a 200-year half-life. That's okay. Yes, A-okay.
Howdy. FYI, Marines do not fall over ever. It's called rapid deployment to the ground.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Morning,
Okay.
Gunny. Oh, my God. We love our Gunny. All right. Did I detect a hint of sarcasm there? Hello, Callie! Alright, and now let's roll this segue and get into the news and the weather, shall we?
Yeah, we saw.
Okay.
Shan't.
And thank you to Ericor for that news segment intro. No, I wasn't paid to say that, but that is my way of saying thank you. And if you look up Ericor on YouTube, you will see a lot more of his animation talents. So, yeah.
Yep. Can I say, Miss T, by the way? I have always been curious if all politicians share a brain.
They might pass it around. That's a new theory. We may have to look into it.
Hive mind. Yeah, we do. Find what the mother queen bee is.
I know. All right. Monday, the weather for February 26, 2018. Short story. It's sucky. Long story. Heavy snow possible for the Cascades, Northern Rockies, Sierras, and the San Gabriel Mountains. Snow possible over parts of Mogollon Rim. Heavy rain possible over parts of Tennessee Valley. So Tennessee Valley people are still looking for those boats.
Hope Ghost is doing okay.
Me too. A front extending across the southeast into central Gulf Coast will move southward into the Gulf of Mexico by Monday evening and linger across parts of Florida into Tuesday morning. The system will produce showers and thunderstorms along parts of the central eastern Gulf Coast through Monday afternoon. Yes, I'm thoroughly wet. Thank you very much. Rain will also develop over parts of the Tennessee Valley southeast on Monday that will move eastward to the southeastern coast by Monday evening and off the coast overnight Monday. Yeah, it's raining already. Yeah, it's raining, and I took him out when it let up, and he decided that, instead of finding a place immediately to take his poop, he shopped around for a while like a high-dollar woman at a Macy's looking for the perfect pair of shoes. I love him sometimes, but holy crap. He needs to, hurry up with his potty breaks. Another front extending from the northern high plains to parts of the Great Basin, northern California, will move eastward to the upper Great Lakes, central plains into the southwest by Tuesday evening. The system will produce snow over parts of the Pacific Northwest, into the Rockies and parts of northern California, Great Basin on Monday. Coastal rain will develop over parts of northern central California, also on Monday. As the storm moves inland, the snow levels will lower over the western third of the country. The snow will end over parts of the Pacific state by Tuesday afternoon into evening. The snow will Yay! The snow will that sticky white shit, as Ronan puts it, will continue over parts of the northern Rockies into parts of the Great Basin through Tuesday evening. Late Monday.
Quite moist.
Right, quite moist.
Sorry, it's quite moist.
Quite moist. The snow also moves into some of the coastal mountains of Southern California on Tuesday, into Tuesday evening, and into the Mogollon Rim by Tuesday evening. Additionally, coastal rain moves into the central Southern California coast Monday afternoon into Tuesday evening as well. On Monday evening, moisture from the western Gulf of Mexico begins to move northward over the southern plains, extending northeastward into the middle Mississippi Valley. Never say sneaky white shit after saying snoo. I bet that
snoo snoo.
Snoo snoo.
What? Snoo snoo.
Yeah. With the aid of upper-level jet dynamics, showers and thunderstorms will develop over parts of the southern plains by Tuesday morning, expanding northward into parts of central plains and eastward into parts of the lower Mississippi Valley by Tuesday evening.
And in New England, let me look out my window. Yep, we still got global warming going on.
Yes, my husband is a romantic, Miss T. All right, here is the forecast map. Green is just rain and where the rain is going to be, and that's north of me at this particular moment, so hopefully I won't get any of that. And in the southern tip of Florida, which is where Miami and Fort Lauderdale and all them places are, so you guys are probably going to get rain sometime today. The tan lines are rain and thunderstorms. No, I'm fucked.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am. We got snow over here, and in the upper tail right here, we have got more snow and wintry mixes going on over here. And, yep, that's pretty much what it looks like. It looks like shit.
Yep. Except for here in New England, we have, once again, no sun for, like, 2 weeks in a row now.
If you're talking about these black bits, that's where all the lakes are.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh.
And here's the temperature forecast for those of you that are looking. Nice and warm and toasty along the south, going from toasty to a bit warm with a little chill in the yellow areas. And then we've got the green, which means you're going to need a light jacket. And the blue area, which means screw this, I'm not going outside. With a little...
It's so pretty. Look, it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. My dad literally said one morning when he was getting ready to go to the gym, as he put on the, lives in Minnesota as he does, decided that he was going to go to the gym, turned on the weather, and when it said it was going to be 12 below, he said, fuck that, and went back to bed.
Wow, Lau said New England in desert speak.
Yeah, she used to live in New England.
Well, you escaped. You're my hero because I haven't been able to escape yet.
Yay, I'm safe. So the blue areas are so cold you can carry oxygen in a bucket, probably. Probably. Let's see. 'Tis true, small rain. Here last year it was hotter in Glasgow than in the Bahamas. Wow. What's more scary, that there's a god or that there's a thermostat? Probably a thermostat at this point.
Or God messing with the thermostat.
Or God messing with the thermostat, depending on if you believe in that kind of thing or not. Okay.
Right.
Right? Okay, now I gotta switch it from the dip note.
Yeah.
The dip note. It's a dip note, yo. Okay, alright, here we go. First story. 5 dead after tornado and flooding from central U.S. storms. Because I told you people would take out an APB on NOAA, but did you listen to me? No.
No, of course not.
No. The death toll rose to at least 5 on Sunday after severe thunderstorms swept through the central U.S., spawning a tornado that flattened homes, gale force winds, and widespread flooding from the upper Midwest to Appalachia. In southern and southwestern Michigan, the body of a 48-year-old man was found floating in floodwaters Sunday in Kalamazoo. The death didn't appear suspicious, but the cause wasn't known. An autopsy was planned as early as Monday. Kalamazoo was hard hit by flooding from last week's heavy rains and melting snow. In Kentucky, authorities said 3 people died. 2 bodies were recovered from submerged vehicles in separate incidents on Saturday. Scroll up a bit. Combs was inside the home when it collapsed on her. Combs was pronounced dead at the scene. The 5th death was in northeast Arkansas, where 83-year-old Albert Foster died Saturday night after his mobile home was blown into a pond, where he ended up drowning. I don't know why I emphasize that, but
it was blown into a pond.
It was blown into a pond. In Middle Tennessee, the National Weather Service, who we get our weather from, by the way, on Sunday confirmed an EF2 tornado with maximum winds of 120 miles an hour. That's 193 kilometers per hour for you people across the pond. It hit Clarksville on Saturday. The governors of Missouri, Indiana, and Illinois declared disaster emergencies. Flood watches and warnings spanned multiple states Sunday morning from Missouri to central Pennsylvania, while wind advisory remained in effect for nearly all of lower Michigan. The Weather Service said moderate flooding was expected along the Ohio River in Kentucky and Ohio, including Cincinnati, where the river was 8 feet above flood stage Sunday. Why does the guy in the picture look like he's saying that he parked his car there 5 minutes ago? He does kind of look like that. I was trying to find a picture. All I could find was this video that I had to get a still from of this tornado. He's a storm chaser. For those, yeah, that's a storm chaser. And I really wish he would have kept his face out of the video, because come on now.
Miss T, it's never too early for Irish coffee.
Never too early for Irish coffee.
Go for it.
It's afternoon somewhere.
Exactly.
Diz, how do you drown in a pond?
I don't know, try to be a fish.
Oh, did we have a Jason sneak in while I was reading that story? Yep, there's Jason Brazeal. Good morning. Bueno dia. I would say it in French, but I can't remember. Bon matin, I think it is in French. I don't know. I only took 2 years of it, and that was over 20 years ago.
I avoided French at all costs. Yeah. I like my American fries.
Please don't let that walking tube Trump screw with the disaster relief funds. No, the FEMA has already said it's not going to stop its relief efforts to any of the people that are still rebuilding. So,
Hail Hydra!
All right, let's see here. Now we get to scroll up. Well, hang on. I can't wait till I get a second monitor again. All right.
That would be sweet.
Yes, because it's very well needed. Okay, you can read this one. Latest.
Of course.
Yep.
Latest update on the school shooting. It's also the longest article for today. just pointing that out just for reference.
Yeah.
All right. So, after the details came out last week about the FBI mishandling 2 calls they received about 19-year-old Cruz, last Thursday, news surfaced about a deputy who was outside the building for at least 4 minutes while Cruz was on his killing spree. That number has jumped up to 3 deputies as of Sunday. The Broward County Sheriff Office is investigating why these 3 deputies did not go in while the shooting was happening.
That would be a good question to answer.
Yeah, definitely. The first one to resign was Scott Peterson, the sheriff's deputy assigned to the school. Quote, was absolutely on campus through this entire event. He was armed. He was in uniform, unquote, Israel said. It is reported that another deputy sheriff has resigned over this news as well.
Morning,
Meanwhile,
Wren.
in a letter signed by 73 state lawmakers who wants to suspend Israel, a Democrat, immediately over the department's alleged failures to appropriately handle quote-unquote repeated warning signs of Nicholas Cruz. I forgot to mention that it's mostly Republicans in charge right now in the state law house. So,
Yeah.
and of course, the sheriff fired back a letter in response saying that this was a motivated political move on the lawmakers' part. The news of the 3 deputies not going into the building came from the Coral Springs Police Chief Tony Pustizzi.
Pustizzi. It looks Italian. I gave it Pustizzi.
Who told the sheriff's official that as his officers approached the high school on February 14th, they saw 2 or 3 deputies outside the school. Investigators plan to take statements from those officers to review possible surveillance video. Excuse me. All right. They're also looking into these deputies if they should have gone in or not. Although there was been a talk of a stand-down order, with deputies told to remain outside till SWAT arrived, Israel said he didn't know of one that existed.
Diz, Merlin always gets the hard names. This is rigged.
Because everyone wants me to say the hard names because I sound like a jackass.
No, I fuck up on the names too. I usually try to give them to when Ronan and I were doing it. Ronan usually got stuck with them. Yeah.
I mean, it's good entertainment, but
okay, I'll read the next part. Government Rick Scott asked. Yeah, we can take turns since it's a long one. I mean, it is a long one. New info came out today from Donut Operator. Okay, hey Thraxy. Governor Rick Scott asked the state's law enforcement agency to investigate that response on Sunday. The announcement came just hours after Broward Sheriff Scott Israel appeared on CNN and refused any blame for his agency's missteps and touted his own amazing leadership. Dun, dun, dun.
Woohoo!
The governor,
yeah, he actually said that. I just want to point out the sheriff actually said that.
Yeah. Morning, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch.
The governor's office said in a statement Sunday that the investigation will begin immediately. There must be an independent investigation, and that is why I asked the FDLE commissioner to immediately start this process. The governor said in a written statement in response to the Broward Sheriff's Office issued a statement saying that it welcomed the investigation. BSO will fully cooperate with the FDLE alphabet soup time as we believe in full transparency and accountability.
Evil Gunny. Hey, our penguin. They're called freedom fries. Another thing fingerless penguins will never enjoy.
He's not a penguin anymore.
I'm a ninja bunny right now.
Yeah, he's a ninja bunny. But let me see. As we believe full... Okay. This independent outside review will ensure public confidence in the findings. On Sunday, in an interview with CNN, he remarked, deputies make mistakes, police officers make mistakes, we all make mistakes, Israel said. But it's not the responsibility of the general or the president if you have a deserter. We'll look into this. We're looking into this aggressively, and we'll take care of it, and justice will be served. Lord.
Ninja bunnies have no thumbs. Thanks, Mitch. Now you're going to get Gunny on that one now.
Right? You want to read the last paragraph?
Alright, let me jump in here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Where are we at?
Sheriff's office along. Last paragraph of the story.
There we go. Yes, the sheriff's office, along with other agencies, received advance and specific warnings that Cruz was dangerous and might shoot up a school. Other warnings came to the FBI, which has issued an apology because that's really going to help with 17 lives dead because of their little fumbling.
Yeah.
And the Florida Department of Children and Families, they dropped the ball as well because they were there multiple times.
38.
Yep, there you go. And of 18 calls received about Cruz, Israel said 16 were handled correctly. The remaining 2 are under investigation, and 2 deputies who handled them have been placed on restricted duty. Yeah. As I said before, and as we always say, this is just complete 100% system breakdown from top to bottom, from school administration all the way up to the FBI.
And now they're scrambling around trying to spin this and trying to make it like, okay, we're going to point a finger at somebody when everybody is to blame at all levels of government.
Yes, it's not guns this time. This was the whole system that failed, and I just want to say real quick, and just piss me off when the media uses these kids as pawns to push off gun control on America.
Neil, we're sorry, but it's not our fault. We ignored literally nearly 100 warnings. The gun did it.
The gun did it.
The gun did it. All right, here we go. Here comes the next one. Explosion kills 5, injures 4. 5 people have died after an explosion in subsequent fire at a shop in, oh God, Leicester. Leicester. It's Leicester. I asked the English people in our thing this morning. I just brain farted.
Okay.
Have confirmed. 4 others remain in hospital, one with serious injuries. The sudden blast took place at 7 p.m. on Saturday, that is UK time, about a mile west of the city center, and saw police cordon off around 60 homes on Carlisle Street and Hinkley Road. Leicestershire Fire and Rescue sent you people need to learn how to spell. Leicester doesn't have that many letters in it.
It's a Scrabble game.
I sent 6 fire engines to the scene and said this building had suffered a pancake collapse.
Pancakes.
Pancakes. Firefighters worked through the night to dig through rubble and tackle the explosion's subsequent blaze. Police believe there may still be people unaccounted for after the incident, and emergency crews are continuing a search and rescue operation at the site. Residents reported hearing a low booming sound and feeling their houses shake when the explosion first occurred. The building consisted of a shop on the ground level and a 2-story flat above it. There was the potential for further collapse, and buildings on either side have sustained damage. As of now, it is not being linked to terrorism. The Batman. I actually convinced an American that Carlisle was spelled phonetically, of course. No, not the pancakes from Tranny Girl.
Now you're pushing it. I'll accept Merlin as a rabbit, but you know he can't afford cybernetic.
Yeah, because Mr. Ripper said cybernetic robot ninja rabbits? I think not. Oh my god.
Mitch, repeal Newton's law.
Right. Newton's laws of physics are not inclusive threats. Oh yeah. And this shit.
All right.
It's like, I had to ask Batman and Ericor in Discord this morning, because the first time I saw Lester, I'm like, how do you pronounce this thing? And Batman was like, you pronounce what? And I spelled it, and he goes, it's Lester. I said, it's got way too many letters in it to be Lester. Way too many letters.
Hunlie is correcting us. And it ensure.
Oh, sure.
Less sure.
Yeah, forget that, English rules have an E at the end, meaning that you have to have a, long sound for the I. Okay, Leicestershire. Leicestershire, like Glasgow.
No car pancakes are lies! The pancake is a lie!
And last story. Syria war, UN Security Council approves 30-day ceasefire. The UN Security Council has unanimously approved a resolution demanding a 30-day ceasefire in Syria to allow aid deliveries and medical evacuations. However, some of the biggest jihadist or rebel groups and their associates are not covered by the truce, raising questions about its real impact. The eastern Ghouta rebel enclave near Damascus has been bombarded by government forces for the past week. The ceasefire was drafted up on Tuesday, but Russia, an ally of Syria's government, wanted changes, while Western diplomats accused Moscow of stalling for time. The U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, called for the ceasefire to be implemented immediately, but said she was skeptical that Syria would comply. She was proven correct after the ceasefire was voted on. Airstrikes by Syrian forces continued hours later. The UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights has said that both Syrian and Russian planes have been used, although Russia denies direct involvement. Of course they would.
Of course they will.
Oh, Mitch. Lopez! Oh, morning, Malachi. Just popping in to say hi to everyone before I go to sleep. Oh, going to sleep. Okay.
Aw.
We're buggers for naming things. Yes, you are. Haley accused Russia of having, quote, dragged out the negotiations, unquote. She also said, in 3 days it took us to adopt this resolution. How many mothers lost their kids to the bombing and the shelling? Some 500 people were said to have been killed by government forces. There we go. In the enclave since last Sunday, while rebels' fire on Damascus has reportedly killed at least 16 civilians. UN Security General Antonio Guterres has said the situation in the eastern Ghouta is like hell on earth. Barrel bombs and shells have been dropped on the area, where some 393,000 people remain trapped. Aid groups report several hospitals being put out of action since last Sunday. We reported on that last week.
Yep.
The Syrian government has denied targeting civilians and said it is trying to liberate Eastern Ghouta from terrorists. Yeah, okay. A term that has been used to describe both the jihadist militants and the mainstream rebel groups that hold the enclave.
So terrorist no longer has its meaning. It's now just a byword.
Yep, seems that way.
Yep. And as we know, Syria's not going to stop. The terrorists are not. The other tribes are not going to stop. And America's being dragged into this, and it's not looking good.
And according to Puffet, we got 10 people watching and only 2 people liking the stream. What the fuck, people?
Oh, by the way, Mitch, they lie! Oh, Batman said prove it, Mitch.
Uh-oh. We have a challenge issue. Ooh. All right, here we go. And on that note, we have our recommended YouTube channels for the day. First one, on the eve, and I did that and it all screwed up, on the eve of everybody anticipating Marvel's Infinity War movie, Comics Explained has an entire playlist for those who do not read comic books, explaining the Infinity War.
Cool.
So please go and check that out. He always formats these really easy. Oh, 25 people watching and 6 likes for me. Hi,
Yay.
25 people watching. So yeah, it's Comics Explained. He's one of my favorite comic book channels because he does go into a lot of detail, breaking down the comics and getting into the heart of the stories for all these arcs in these comic books. And since the Infinity War is coming up, there's a lot about the Infinity War that people that don't read comic books need to know, so you'll be up to speed. So when you sit in the movie theater to watch the movie, you can say, it was pretty good. It blew my socks off, or, oh, this fucking sucked.
15 likes now.
Yep.
Wow, thank you, people.
Yep, thank you.
Any new people, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Alright, next one on the list is Comicstorian, going into Black Panther, Old Gods versus New Gods of Wakanda, Legacy, Complete Story. Yes, he is narrating the complete story, not reading it word for word, but giving you a synopsis as he's showing you the panels with the dialogue taken out. Because if you really want to read the comic book, then you need to buy the comic book.
Isn't that a real country in Africa? Wakanda. That's what I'm told. That is a real country in Africa. We're not allowed if you're white.
Yeah, I know. Not allowed, not allowed.
Not allowed. We've been denied.
We've been denied, totally. Alright, next one on the list. Grim Jim, Snip, Circumcision, and the Red Pill Religion. Yes, he goes into genital mutilation.
Ow!
And I did not mention one sex or the other because he mentions both, female and male.
I just cringed.
Yeah. And so it is a really good video to watch. I watched it this morning. He does, he presents it in a rather easy to listen to fashion. Of course, his voice is easy to listen to, so that doesn't make it difficult. It's because Maddy grabbed out the paddle. Alright, here we go. And the last one is our own Hunlie in the live chat with Glasgow Driving Simulator. I started watching it. I'm going to finish watching it after the show. His commentary when he bumps into people and that second checkpoint that has him landing on a roof is absolutely hilarious. So,
just respond to Gutty. No, we didn't go into all the people that are against each other.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them involved in Syria right now, so that's why we really didn't go into it.
Yeah.
Because that would be another 20 minutes right there. But if you really want more about it, we could do more about it on the next news show.
Yeah, you gotta put the exclamation point before. Nope, me. Now the two of them are arguing. Oh, good lord.
Yeah, they've been arguing the whole time.
Yeah, they've been arguing the whole freaking time. Okay, it is that time. You know what time it is, right? It's that time for cancer. Oh,
yes, it is.
God, Lord have mercy.
Hell no.
I'm ready.
To the no.
I'm ready.
Yep.
Let's do this.
Hell no! And yes, you're reading that correctly, and it is independent, so you're going to get the overly dramatic British voice. Man murdered after WhatsApp argument over who was least gay. Paul Akinau convinced of killing after fight in southeast London. And somehow they didn't code this website right. The argument escalated and led to the pair agreeing to a fight in Shooters Hill, southeast London. Akinau armed himself with a small knife, but the victim, who was due to start a construction apprenticeship, says later, regarded it as a fist-fighting ting, the court was told. Not thing, ting.
Oh, I think it's that thing.
Nope, ting. On the evening of 19th of April last year, the defendant travelled from Tunbridge Wells and met with a group of men, including Wright, in Blackheath. Wright suffered repeated stab wounds, collapsed and died. In the struggle, part of the knife was left at the scene while the defendant made off in a taxi. Apparently he didn't have his own conveyance. A specialist sniffer dog was found a piece of red plastic on the ground, which Akinau's housemates later identified as belonging to a set of knives.
Oh.
Oh, yes. He tried to dispose of his phone and cover his tracks, prosecutor Tony Bandinoch QC said. During his trial, the defendant accepted he was at the scene, but blamed someone else for the killing. If you're going to kill
That's
someone,
that's one of my favorite excuses.
it wasn't me.
I was there, but it was my clone.
It wasn't me. I was there, but it wasn't me, much like Shaggy. A jury at the Old Bailey deliberated for a day to find him guilty of murder.
Yay!
Judge
It's
Philip...
a happy ending.
Judge Philip Katz QC adjourned the sentencing to a date to be fixed and remanded the defendant in custody. Detective Inspector Joe Sidaway of the Homicide and Major Crime Command said the murder devastated the victim's family and caused a big shock to the local community.
Well, yeah. And by the way, people, taxis in England are black.
Wright's mother, Catherine Alade, said, "You don't realise it until it happens to you, how far-reaching one moment of madness can be, and what an impact it can make on your life forever. There is not one day when I don't shed tears. I could have dealt with him dying at such a young age through illness, but not by the hands of a boy the same age as him, and over what?" His father, Neville Wright, added he was very loving and funny, and a very caring person, as well as a very popular person. I think of him every day. If what he could have achieved in life, he is gone and not forgotten. This was given to us by a posmatic, and it wasn't as cancerous as I thought it was going to be.
It's actually kind of sad.
Yeah, it is kind of sad.
Wow, that just
Yeah,
deflated my mood.
No shit.
And yes, Gunny said that the Syrian war is 100% backed by the United States
Because
and Russia.
murder is not always shocking? Exactly.
I was shocked. I mean, I almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah. Who was least gay, and there wasn't even a mention of the thing saying.
Yeah, who was the least gay? It didn't even say.
I know, right? All right, let's go ahead and cap this off here. Start the live stream scrolling because we have a couple of things. At the top of the list of our live streams is the link to Suit Yourself's live streaming channel, because his main channel has been terminated, for those of you that are not in the know yet. We also have Sinatra's second streaming channel, which he had to start up because his main streaming channel got struck, so he cannot stream on there anymore. Tonka Saw has already started his Gulf City cartoons in order to warm up his Kumite. At 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Reading Wren has Wrenilations, a chill stream where they do whatever comes naturally. Talking, gaming, all kinds of stuff. It's a really chill stream. Carlos Castrejo, it's Monday, so we have What's Up and Archeology at 5 p.m. at Eastern Standard Time on Carlos's channel. So please check that out. It's really interesting. His streams are always informative and very, very educational. Good morning, Shy Wolf.
Hey, Shy Wolf.
Grab your pizza and beer and join Jason Brazeal on his channel at 8 p.m. for Hellcats, where they either do gaming or just chill. Lords of the Night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is being hosted by Some Dumb American, and tonight is when they're going to announce the new host, the new third host for the show, seeing how Some Dumb American is leaving Lords of the Night, in case you guys didn't know. And at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, after Lords of the Night is done for the night, Minions of the Zoo has their night stream. And if you guys are wondering why the, who owns the art at the beginning of the art slideshow, all those Twitter links and DeviantArt links are down below in the description. If you guys have any artists to submit that are accepting commissions at the time, you can DM me on Twitter or through Discord with Twitter links or DeviantArt links. I'll add them to the list. Also, too, if you want to submit cancer articles, you can DM me on Twitter or Discord. Just warn me and let me know that it is a possible cancer article. You can also go to the website that we have, MWM-media.com, and submit any news articles you want to see read on the stream, or at least fact-checked. There are different places to post on that on the forum. And we'd like to know what you think and what kind of news stories matter to you, because we do want, to hear your feedback every now and again. And we do sometimes need help with, finding stories. So if you can find them for us, you will get credit. So there is that. Oh, Sir Wolfie's an honorary minion of the zoo. Well, you are a furry.
Ha!
I know what he's going to post in the live chat.
Yeah. Because, furries and all.
Yeah, furries and all. Alright, so, Mom had to go to the ER last night. She's fine. Okay. Yeah. Thrax had a scare with his mom, but everything is alright this morning. It's nothing serious. She just had, I believe he said, a little bit of a tremor, or I think is what he said. A spasm. That's what it was. It was a spasm. It wasn't anything serious. It was just a spasm. She's fine, which is good.
Good news.
Yep. So, we have reached that point.
But we've got one thing.
What?
Tonight. We have tonight.
Oh, yes. Tonight, we're going to, I'll let Merlin describe what tonight's Coffee Talk at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be like.
Tonight, we're going to go through, I hate to say it, the Democrat side of the FISA memo, criticizing everything what the Republicans said. We're back to he said, yep. Tonight at 7 Eastern Standard Time. Join us.
Yep. And on that note, my friends, may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have a marvelous Monday as possible. See you guys tonight.
Bye, guys.